Hello, it's TKO again. After uploading the previous video, we received so many encouraging comments from viewers. In fact, we were really surprised by such a high level of response. People from all over the world expressed their support for this project, and we're extremely grateful for this. Thanks to everyone for sharing your thoughts with us. Since this project was first announced, a number of photographers, individuals, and companies have told us how excited they are to work with us on this. There's so many people out there who value the film photography culture and are ready to work hard for it. They didn't hesitate to offer to assist. I was so surprised and delighted that I actually shed a few tears of joy. We found out that we weren't alone and that we had partners in our mission, which of course was really encouraging. Some of the comments included the wish to develop a successor to the Pentax LX, a hope for the revival of the Pentax 6-7, and a desire for a fully mechanical SLR camera. We completely understand these requests and the sentiments behind them. This feedback is very much welcome. And in fact, I'd love to have such cameras too. However, our first step is the development of a compact camera. We'll start from there. As I mentioned in the previous video, we've been working on the development of a compact camera. That is, a model with a fixed, non-interchangeable lens. This will be the first film camera to be born from this project. For this reason, it's a very important model for us, and we have to consider what type of camera should it be. The first thing I want to let you know is that we're trying to design a completely new model. We received many opinions and suggestions from a variety of people, either directly or via social media. After evaluating all of these, we decided to produce a totally new model, although we may utilize some parts from existing models. We are making comparative research on all aspects of this model, including the camera body and lens, and assessing all the data and technology available in order to finalize the specifications. Let's look once more at the main concept of this model. Our goal is to develop a camera that younger photographers will really enjoy. The main development is being focused on this goal. We want to develop a camera that's a joy to take photos with and will be a pleasure to carry around every day. So, what is the joy in taking photos? We carefully examined many opinions and suggestions and repeatedly asked ourselves the same questions as we determined each of the product's specifications. For instance, when thinking about the joy of taking photos, one of the mechanisms we decided to incorporate into the new camera is a film winding mechanism, which I'll talk about now. The action of winding film doesn't exist at all in digital cameras. It's an action that's totally unique to film cameras. We believe that it's this action that provides the joy and satisfaction of actually interacting with a film camera. I don't think that results alone mean everything in photography. Success or failure matters, of course, but it's the entire process of taking a photo that makes photography so exciting and so much fun. Where will I go to shoot photos? What kind of ambience should I express when I get there? When taking a picture, every process, every action, and every maneuver you take has to be considered carefully, and that's what makes it so enjoyable and satisfying. With this in mind, we wanted to find a film winding mechanism that would be perfect for this model, because it's this unique action that brings the joy of taking photos with a film camera. What type would be best for this model? How can we make it more pleasant to operate? We selected a hand-wound lever action mechanism as the best candidate. This is the mechanism that we want to introduce to younger and first-time film camera users. We want them to be able to feel it and experience it for themselves. In spite of our strong desire to incorporate this mechanism, we discovered that it would need to make an enormous effort to incorporate this into a modern camera. In fact, it was incredibly difficult to design and produce it. We had the design plans for the mechanism dating many years that were originally drawn on paper. We had to convert the measurements laid out in the plans into three-dimensional CAD data in order to design a mechanism that would fit perfectly into a modern camera. This process alone took an enormous amount of time and troubleshooting, and we don't understand all the mechanisms. For example, when we were checking the structure with everyone in development, we found parts that seemed completely unnecessary. "We don't need this, right?" we laughed. And even after a lot of consideration, it still seemed unnecessary. When we consulted with a retired engineer, he said, "What are you guys talking about? This is the most important part." He joked with us about our understanding, and after listening to the explanations, only then could we finally understand. There were many other stories like this during the development. The hand-wound lever action mechanism contains many gears, which means that a more complicated assembly process is required. It also means that it will cost much more than other mechanisms. In fact, it would have been much easier for us to adopt a simpler winding mechanism, or even to install a motorized mechanism. Despite these setbacks, we had to come back to the one key reason why we chose a lever action winding mechanism. It was a dream shared by everyone, that is, the manufacturer and users alike. We wanted to incorporate the classic SLR type hand-wound mechanism into a modern compact camera. We wanted the film to be wound with the sound of a ratchet wheel. We wanted youngsters to experience the delight in using this mechanism and to enjoy the feel of an authentic camera. We knew that we had to pursue greater production efficiency. However, because we were designing everything from scratch and were producing a completely new model, we absolutely wanted to include the hand-wound lever. A certain film shop owner once told us with great enthusiasm that a film camera must have a hand-wound mechanism. We all agreed with him. There's another reason why we wanted to incorporate the hand-wound mechanism. It was designed to be almost identical with the mechanism installed in the SLR film cameras of the past. In fact, they closely resemble each other in structure. We are currently trying to incorporate it into a new compact camera body. As it will be a compact camera with an SLR-type hand-wound mechanism, this gives us the possibility of installing the same mechanism in an SLR camera body when we decide to produce a film format SLR in the future. As we work hard to develop this new model, we're also keeping in mind that, looking at the bigger picture, this will lead us to the future development of other products. At this stage of development, we still have many elements and factors that have already been confirmed. However, as we carefully listen to the voices of film shop owners, photographers, and social media viewers, we are beginning to see step by step the design of a new camera come together. The goal of this project is not only to produce a new camera, but to build a solid environment in which those who have been following this project and those who love film photography can express their ideas, opinions, and hopes more freely. We'd like to play a supporting role to help realize this future. We are very grateful that many corporations have approached us and offered their service and support. We definitely have many supporters and partners. We will continue to work to hand down the film photography culture to future generations. We welcome your support and cooperation in achieving this goal. Let's work together and make it happen. It's time for film. Pentax, Pentax, Pentax. Film photography is coming back. That's all from TKO.